Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, if you check in the news, you will learn that Kenya is planning to lease 200,000 acres of land to United Arab Emirates Al Dahir for farming. That is a company that wants to do farming in this country. And the land that Kenya want to give is part of what was set aside for Galana Kulalo project. So the 800 million USD deal is part of this project that the government had already failed in attempt when they pumped in money. They end up harvesting nothing. This deal will be signed probably earlier next year. So sio mbali sana. And the deal include a dam by China, road and bridge, and a public-private partnership, and is part of the drive to lease. Again, listen to this: 500,000 acres of land for agriculture. So their plan is to lease 500,000. Already, UAE is taking 200,000 acres. That is where we are. Now, looking at this, there are so many questions that Kenyans are raising. That why give such a project to outsiders? Does it mean that Kenyans have failed? If the government has failed, why not at first place give it to Kenyan farmers? We have companies, we have groups of Kenyans who can do farming. Why go to the Gulf country? And above all, what do we stand to benefit here and what are we losing in all this? Because remember, this is a company from Gulf. And we know, for those who have been in Gulf and those who have understand better the situation in Gulf when it comes to food. There are so many questions. So we want to look into all that. And again, the views from Kenyans, what they believe when they hear William Ruto is leasing something here in this country. But before we go deep into that, just a quick request for those who are watching this channel and you are not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And if I forget, this is Christmas season, and it has been a tradition on this Punchline that during such a time, Kenyans normally share their Christmas with us. So allow me to thank the following people who have sent in their support just to share this Christmas with us on this Punchline. In Diavo, Jumba, Mudhoni. Thank you so much. These are the people who sent in their support yesterday. I'm mentioning one name because I know most of our viewers are not comfortable disclosing their full identification. So I want to thank you for such support to us. And for those who are willing also to share their Christmas with us, you can do so by sending in through 0708340092. May good God keep on blessing you guys for putting a smile on many people. I'm not the only one. There are so many people that we are putting smile on their face. Back to this discussion. Now, what does this mean for Kenya? Gulf countries. UAE is in Gulf. Gulf countries. When I heard of this story, it reminded me of another deal that Qatar has with South Africa. If you follow closely, you'll learn that Qatar has leased land for more than 30 years in South Africa. This land has been set aside for farming. So Qatar government is doing farming in South Africa. Then they will take all what they have harvested and fly it through cargo flight to Qatar. So definitely these are people who do not have favorable condition for farming in their countries. So they will come to Africa here, get good land, do farming, then deal with the issue of food security in their country. They are importing like everything. So I think of, okay, instead of buying end product, why can't we just get land in these countries? Then we do our farming, then we bring our harvest here, and they do processing in their country. Of course, they are creating jobs in their country because they just take raw material, whatever they have harvested. Then the processing will happen in their country, not here. So look at that. This is the same thing that might happen in Kenya. The people in United Arab Emirates are in need of food. So you hear these companies, they are not coming here to solve a problem of food security. They are in this country to solve a problem of food security in their country, but not the problem here in Kenya. Remember, even in Kenya, we are importing maize. We are importing rice. We import so many things. We import food. Tanzania hapa chakula inakuja nyingi, paka na vitunguu na nyanya. Uganda hapa. So we import. But what are we exporting? So they are not coming to solve our food insecurity. They are solving a problem in their country. But they have a shortcut here. Come on this land. Then do farming, harvest, fly to your country. Now look at that. Do we stand to gain? If there is anything we are gaining, it's too little. What if this land can be leased to some Kenyans who are willing to do farming? Now that the government has failed, they pumped in money, but they failed because they wanted to get deals like the one we are talking about here. Why not give this to Kenyans so that they can do this farming? Then, if there is anything to do with the export, they can export end product. You process, then you export end product. That means you maximize profit. That the UAE country will just come here to import an end product, and therefore you are even creating jobs here because they will be processing. So it is something not to, clap hands for or celebrate about. This is like selling Kenya. These are things that we can manage to do here. We don't need investors to come from outside to do this. We don't need to lease to outsiders. It's like we are giving our birthright to outsiders. Basic things that we can afford. But now you can understand why Galana Kulalo failed. The failure of this project was calculated very well. So the end game was for it to fail so that they can have some deals here and there. So we have government of deals. When I read comments, I see Kenyans talking about a government of brokery and deals. So when you have entrepreneurs at position of power, this is the results you can get. Kenyans have lacked trust in this government. And I want us to read some of the comments here from Kenyans. Woodball Jeffy, doing all these things is very right with the right person doing. William Ruto is leading a brokery government system where they must gain in every deal. And this UAE, if you have a lens view, you will realize is Ruto leasing the land to himself. Some deals could only help Kenya if they were done by the late Mike Kibaki. So Kenya does not trust William Ruto. It rather be done by Kibaki. Kibaki is one man who said is looking at how Kenyans who are working outside can come back to this country and invest. He was not exporting Kenyans from this country to Saudi Arabia. Dixon, selling country to the highest bidder. You mean we can't do farming by ourselves? There are so many home-ground companies doing farming. Why can't they be given opportunity? I won't agree with that statement. So, that is the situation. Mutakaa tu msikie hivi, a quarter of Kenya has been leased to outsiders. And when they lease, they're leasing not for 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You will hear 10, 20, 30 years. Very sad.